Last game week I said Forest at home is a difficult fixture from an attacking perspective, and they went on to keep a clean sheet at Anfield. Now we're on a hot streak of no blanks for 8 captain picks. Make sure you subscribe so you can improve your captaincy record. First up on the shortlist is of course Haaland. Is he Perma-Captain material? Well, we're going to find out because Arsenal at home is difficult. He's already got 54 points in just 4 game weeks. Salah blanked at Anfield last game week, but he's got a second bite at the cherries. Son's an outsider pick against Brentford at home. You could also consider Parma, but it is mainly between Haaland and Salah. Just like last season, Haaland's already topping the charts on the underlying stats and the output as well. It is important to remember that this is just a small sample size of 4 matches, but the stats are starting to take shape already. Last season it was Haaland and Salah the top 2, and it's looking that way again this season. We will most certainly see regression in Haaland's numbers. There's no way he can keep it up like this all season. That's not how probability works. The same for Salah as well, but of course his overperformance isn't quite as much. Son's numbers are poor so far this season, but I do expect them to improve. He's not quite nailed on penalties for Spurs because Solanke's there now. Salah and Haaland are the dedicated penalty takers for their respective clubs. They also have the chance of direct free kicks. They are quite low in the pecking order, but they do take them occasionally. Son doesn't take any indirect free kicks, direct free kicks or corners. Salah dominates the probability section this game week. He's got the highest anytime goal scorer odds, highest anytime assister odds, therefore the highest anytime return odds of 68%. He's only got a 32% chance of blanking. He's even further ahead of Haaland on the weighted odds because he gets an extra point for every goal scored. There's not actually that much between Haaland and Son. I like the fact that Haaland's odds are weighted heavily towards goals, but like I mentioned earlier, midfielders get the additional point, so whilst Haaland's got the best odds, there's not much between the weighted odds. Moving on to the points projections, Salah dominates this as well. He's got the highest on Fantasy Football Fix by 1.7 and the highest on FPL Review by 1.3. The reason why Salah's data has been so promising so far is the same as last game week. It's the opposition. Whilst last game week I had to spell it out to you about Forest, well at least most of you anyway, I really don't need to spell it out to you about Arsenal. They had the best defence in the league last season. They might even have it again this season. They'll make it difficult for City at the Etihad, whereas Bournemouth and Brentford at home are favourable fixtures from an attacking perspective. Before we conclude, I'm going to carry out a quick risk assessment. Haaland and Salah feature for 90 minutes in the Champions League midweek, but that is 4 days recovery before the next match, which is completely fine. Son had just under 3 days recovery, which I'd say is about the threshold where I start to get concerned, but he did only play 28 minutes, and that was in the Carabao Cup. He's actually got the highest expected minute. That's because he barely even featured in that match. He's technically had a week's worth of rest. As for Salah and Haaland, they're only a minute behind. They're practically the same really, and I've not got any concerns over the fitness of any of these 3 players. Either way, Son's my least favourite pick. He's not far behind second place though, and I don't think Haaland's Perma-Captain. I'm going to captain Salah this game week. I might even sell Haaland this game week. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my team selection video. Everything will be explained there.